Hi and welcome along, and thank you for tuning in. I always say that, don't I? But I do thank you for tuning in, and I do thank you for watching. Now, that aside, I just want to show you this line I learnt a long time ago in chess, of course, from the great Grandmaster or the Super Grandmaster Nigel Short from the UK, from England. And you may hear my mother coming in because this is her house, not mine. You may hear my mother coming in because it's morning here and she's just arose a little bit early. And I was going to get this chess session in here, but I'm going to just, I'm a realist, so I'm just going to, someone told me I am. And so here we go. I'm going to bring you this game. And so if you hear my mother clunking around, then it's not me unless I've got more hands than two. Okay, so let's have a look at this game, and I really hope you enjoy it. This is a good system for you to have in your chess opening arsenal also. This is a good opening for you to be aware of. It is the French. It's almost F5 in the French too. So maybe I got the idea from Grandmaster Nigel Short. But here is this opening, the French Tarrasch Opening, which is of course knight d2 on move 3 for white in the French defense. So here we go. I'm going to turn myself off now. Yay. And then I'm going to show you this game, and I hope it all works out. So here we have the startup position of the what is known as the Tarrasch. I was actually saying Tarrasch, was I? The Tarrasch, which is how I've been taught to say it. Might be incorrect. And so black has many lines here to go for. They could go for f5, which is quite good, but I am not looking at f5 today. I'm showing you this great versatile attacking opening for black players to play in the French Tarrasch. And there are a couple of, or a few moves here that are very popular. There's one, okay, knight f6. There's 3 c5. There's even a6 and bishop d7, and all sorts of things have been played here. But the line that we're going to look at today is this move, which is looks a little bit odd because it places the knight in front of the c pawn, which is of course now not c6 or so, or bishop e7, or these moves have all been played, and knight e7 have all been played. There's lots of moves here. Even b6 has been played. Here we play knight c6. Now this immediately attacks d4, of course, so white has to do something about it. And generally white will just, in a 5-minute game, as this is on leadchess.org, generally white will play c3 or knight e2 or knight gf3. If knight df3, then we just have de4, I suppose, I think. And I think white's going to be losing a pawn. Now this is a very scrappy game, the way that I handled this game. Maybe I just hadn't finished my coffee or got on board yet. But here is white's move, which in this 5-minute game, which was in this anonymous game that we're both anonymous. I'm not actually playing with my name on lead chess, which is NZ40 Teds. Here white played c3. And now we have mother coming aboard. That's good. So black now develops their second knight to f6, which is me, of course, playing knight f6. And this usually entices e5. And then we're getting the position we want to go down the Nigel short line. Now we have knight d7, and I've had a bit of success with this as well because of learning this opening for black and white players. So knight d7, bishop d3 looks very good. Now I think that after my next move, I don't think it was very good. I think that this whole game is a bit scrappy. I missed even move 12, queen f2 check. So it's pretty scrappy. Please forgive me, I play f6. Now this does offer white the opportunity of queen h5 check, but my opponent played sort of equal to me as well with ef6, queen f6, and now we have knight g. Good morning, Mum. So she knows I'm recording, so that's very good. I'm very pleased. Very pleased with my mother. She's behaving herself really well, you know. Very good lady, actually, by the way. Very good lady. So we have queen f6. Now notice that the knight didn't take on f6, but the queen did. Now the whole idea of this opening is to get an early e5 in, okay, for black. So it's all about getting an early e5 in for black with bishop d6 and castling and then e5. So it's expedient, it's really good, and it's so versatile and attacking at the same time. So queen f6, knight gf3. Okay. Now we just have bishop d6. So look at the development of black, which is Nigel Short's opening or handling of the Tarrasch. Bishop d6, castle, castle. Rook e1. Well, this is actually probably a mistake. Believe it or not, I think it's a mistake. Because once e5 happens, it's pretty tangy. So an e5 does occur. So black's moved their e-pawn twice, but they had to build up the concrete position first before they can get to this stage. So this is almost similar to my f5 French, or the f5 French, which is what I've been playing a lot of. And so, but this is probably even better because now we have an half open f file for black, and of course white is going down their e file, their half open e file. But here we've got e5, you see. Now this is like, it's like electric, isn't it? And here's where I miss my opportunity. d-e5, knight d-e5, and guess what? My opponent plays knight e5. You can see my move, 12, queen f2 check. And I didn't play it. But stay tuned, because it's not completely scrappy, this game, but this is not very good, David. You're meant to be showing the prowess of this great opening of Nigel Short's, but you've let him down by playing knight e5. You should play queen f2, but that would be a different game, but it looks pretty darn good, to say the least, which is something I'm very good at doing, is saying the least. So here I'm sort of like, I'm putting myself on my timeout mat, I'm putting myself on my timeout mat by saying, here we've got a situation, David, that you've missed. Okay, it's 5 minutes. Okay, I've got 4 minutes, 46 seconds left to play my moves. So it's not like I'm running out of time. So I'm not very happy with missing this, especially that I want to put this on this chess channel. But the thing is I've got other games that I could put on this chess channel, and where I'm not actually playing my F5 French or E3 move one, or not my F5 French, but you know what I'm trying to say. Here I'm trying to, I could have put other games on here. I had about 5 games out of the last few days I've played that I think are all contenders, but this one is good because it's realistic. It's real. It's like, you know, look at that. Queen F2 check. Why didn't you play Queen F2 check? I played 95. Okay, so it's not, as I say, it's not completely terrible. Knight F3. Now I've got some moves to my disposal, but they're not exactly great. Bishop G4, easy to see. Bishop E2, and now I played C6. And because, why did I play C6 now? What happens if Knight E5? Maybe I play Queen E5 and Bishop G4, Queen H2 check. I could do that. Maybe I'm losing a piece. But so here's an interesting situation with the move C6 on move 14. C6, you might get to hear my wonderful mother, who's 96. Wow, what an age, eh? 96. I don't know if I'll ever get to that age, but you know, here's hoping. But maybe I won't, or maybe I will. But anyway, C6. There are things happening here that I could just swap off. But with Knight F3, Bishop F3, Queen F3 for black player, I played C6, and this invites, of course, Knight E5. Maybe. It maybe invites Knight E5, and I'm sort of wanting white to play Knight E5 because I'm going to go Queen F2 check and Bishop E2. And thereupon, if Queen E2, then Queen E2, Rook E2, Rook F1 checkmate. And vice versa. If Rook E2, then Queen F1 check and Rook F1 checkmate. If Knight E5 for white. So, but white played Bishop E3, which, okay, so I just liquidated. This is what I did. I liquidated the positions sort of like probably in black's favour. It always is, isn't it? If I'm on the black, I'm not saying that, I'm just joking. But I'm sort of probably not completely joking, but I'm not very happy with me missing Queen F2 check. Knight F3. So I'm trying to keep myself in humble land because it's very important to stay there. It's not very nice though, because I have to tell myself off. Gf3. Now I've got some move here. What's the move that black players can play here? What's the move that you could play here? I went for Bishop F3, but it's not that move. It's a bit better, I think. It's a bit better. So here I've got, of course, you can see this move, can't you? This move's even better than the move I played. Again, another telling off of myself. T5 is solid as a brick because there's no queen d5 check, so I don't have to worry about that check, which is going to be quite embarrassing if it was possible. Here I've got the simple move, queen h4, and thereupon if fg4, taking the bishop on g4, then we have queen h2 check, okay, and we have queen h1 checkmate, because the king has no square to escape to. So back to the drawing board, David, for you, because you still need to learn how to play chess. You're just not very good at it. Bishop f3, bishop f3, queen f3. Depends if you want to be tactical or if you want to just kind of be whatever we call this. I don't even know if this is positional. Queen f3, rook f3. King g2, and we have either rook af8 or rook away somewhere. And in this case, I played rook f6. If I'd gone to rook f5, the best square on the planet, then I cannot play moves like rook g5 check as bishop takes rook. But the way I'm playing, who knows, I might play that sort of move, rook f5 and rook g5 check. Here's rook f6, so that if I want to do the check, it's rook g6. There's no bishop takes rook, even with it protected on g6. There's no bishop takes rook. Bishop d4, but now the rook's attacked, of course, so I played rook g6. Not sure where this is going. And now we have king h1. So here's where I break my pawn formation up with the following move, c5. And my opponent, a pawn down, goes to exchange pieces. It's not a good idea for the person a pawn down or so to exchange pieces. And if you've got no pawns on the board, it's a good idea if you're piece down to swap pieces, because it makes it less chance of checkmate for your opponent. And if you're a pawn up, then you try to swap pieces, not pawns. Okay, so that's just the general knowledge of early learning from books like, what's his name now? C.J. Purdy. C.J. Purdy from Australia. Correspondence champion and all those sorts of things, and also opponent of our New Zealand chess champion, Orphan Sapu. So c5, bishop e5, and here we have rook e8. Now this is just, like I said, swapping off lots of things. Okay, now we have rook e7. This is quite annoying, isn't it? So what does happen here? Maybe I have missed something else here now. I've missed something else here. I've missed d4. Here I played rook b6, but here I missed d4, I believe, and that's pretty strong. But white could probably play rook to e1 after cd4 or something, and then rook d1 and try to gang up on the d pawn alone, the lone d4 pawn or the d pawn. So, but I played rook b6, and he came b3. Now here, black should be true to form for this game. Play rook d7 and go to swap off pawns. But white played b3, and so I played c4, b4. Now, what's the sort of move you're going to play now? what's the sort of move that you might play now in this position? And this is cutting edge sort of play at last. This is about the best move I've played in the whole game, other than Nigel Short's moves. Here I played something that you can see. I hope you can see it. And it's just a bit because the king of white is out of place. It's stuck on h1, and so is my king on g8. It's not exactly great either, but here my opponent was met with this move here. I can give this away, is d4. Now it looks like I'm just offering white a pawn back, where I'm going to go cd4 for white and rook b4, and we're just, you know, wow, that's real cool, isn't it? But there's a wee point to my madness. After d4 we have cd4, and we just have now c3. And so this is rook c7, and they say in New Zealand, get in behind, and so I do. I get in behind rook b7, c2, rook b8, king f7. And that is the end of the session. I hope you enjoyed this session with a little bit of help from my mother for this session. And here it's all over now, baby blue, because of a little bit of luck. With a little luck, I can make it up. That's what happened. Bye for now.